Hey, 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 this is your recap Auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, y'all. Hello. Hey, what's going on? Hello. I'm sitting here waiting for my show to come on. What show you talking about, Auntie? Beyond the Gates. I mean, what you think I'm talking about? And I just happened to look at it a little bit, like the last 5 minutes of The Bold and the Beautiful. Now, whatever that transition song was, a real fucking bop. I thought it was like a music video. And then that little mixed Asian girl is in jail, and some woman punched the fuck out of her. The word says a crack and a crunch. I was like, what kind of story is The Bold and the Beautiful, honey? Because wasn't nothing that beautiful about it. Bold for sure. Nothing beautiful. I mean, I'm not getting caught up into this. No, I'm not doing that. But I was like, the bop was cute. Just came in from doing a little shopping, got the day off, and I was like, okay. But yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ready to go ahead and recap episode number one. Let me make sure I got this right. 155 of Beyond the Gates, baby. We are here to have a good time. And so yesterday was pretty good. Let's see, we're going to go up just a little round, a little higher today. Okay, y'all ready? I am sure enough ready. Thank you for all the comments and thank y'all for the subscribers. Thank y'all for everything. The super chats, I see it all, baby. And I love you for it, okay? Y'all know if you give me a super chat, what happens? The front porch auntie comes on the screen and she talks to y'all. So I did see a super chat from my beautiful, I think I saw that was from Addicted to Love 57. Thank you, Addicted to Love. Mwah! Thank you, my love. I appreciate you so much, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all my members who still hanging in there with me. Thank y'all for, blessing me with y'all blessings. I really do appreciate that. So on my next front porch, because Addicted to Love gave me a super thanks. And of course, I've had the other ones during my live. My AI auntie will be on the screen. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get started and go ahead and get this recap popping. Let's open up these fucking gates and entertain us, honey. Y'all better make it snappy, all right? All right. Y'all ready? I am ready. And let's go ahead and start this recap in five, four, three, two. All right, we're back at the Bill's house, and he has his that the guy who's the investigator. He said he wanted to bring Bill up to speed on the Andre Richardson investigation. What did you find out about Dre? Nothing. You ain't find out shit about Dre. Nothing. That's right. We call it hell, the Hamiltons, right? Hell of Hamilton. So Bill's phone starts to buzz. Bill was like, "Yeah, about that. I want to talk to you." And he said, "Wait, hold a second." So, because the guy came over to the house last time we saw him on the phone, they was doing a fake time, not FaceTime, but fake time. Y'all know what I mean. Bill answers the phone. "Hey, sweetheart. Hey, I thought you'd be home by now." "I'm on my way," Haley says. "I just wanted to stop by the salon for some product." Girl, salon? Girl, you only get your hair done, girl. Stop it, Haley. Haley, I'm gonna start calling you Haley. Stop it, girl. When you be getting your hair done, who be doing your hair, Haley? Huh? Nobody. Nobody, baby. "I won't be long," she says. He said, "You better not." It looks like she's right at Uptown from the background. Like the little window that she's standing next to. Looks like she's standing right at Uptown. "Hey, yeah, I'm counting the minutes until I can show my beautiful wife exactly why she married me." "Stop talking nasty, Bill. You got company, man." He said, "All right, bye, baby." And the dude was like, "Sounds like you and your wife have that kind of relationship that most people would envy." "No, honey. If you really use your investigation skills, baby, no, sir. Nobody would envy that bull." Yeah, he says. Bill says, "Yeah, we've had our rough patches just like anyone, but in the end, Haley and I are solid. All right. As a rock, whatever." Okay, we were at Uptown. So she's at the Uptown and Randy is at the bar. And so the waiter sees her walking toward Randy, black bald headed dude, nice looking brother. He was like, "Hey, sis, ain't you that chick that had that medical emergency or something in here the other week?" "Yeah." "You better have a speaking role, bro." He was like, "You all right now?" He says. She's like, "Unfortunately, I had a miscarriage." He's like, "I'm so sorry." "Thank you. I was just coming over to say hello to this gentleman." Talking about Randy, honey. "Maybe you recognize him too. He came to my rescue that night." He sure did. If he hadn't got me to the hospital that night when he did, who knows if I would have survived. You are truly my hero. As she moves forward with her old light, tight ass pleather pants. You know, we've seen this heifer in pleather since episode 1. So they're back, honey, with her peplum little top. It looks cute. You know, she got a little body on her and everything. Yeah, she tells Randy that he's her hero. That's her cousin too, bro. He says, and you, Randy says, you look definitely better than the last time I saw you. Mrs. Hamilton, right? He says. Yeah, Randy Sammy said that. You are correct. He was like, well, I'm really glad to see that you're doing well, ma'am. As terrible as that time was, she says, it's good to know that there are still people like you out there, willing to help a total stranger in her time of need. I just did what any good Samaritan would do. Good Samaritan Sammy. But hey, listen, I would love to stay, he said, and hear more about how things are going on with you and everything. But I gotta get to work. Yeah, take my seat. I'm sure you need to have your rest. So he left something in the seat and she put her purse over it. So it must have been the little gift that he's been trying to get so they can help her with a little, demise of D. Hamilton. She says, you're very kind. So while she's over there talking to Randy, Sammy, smiling as Danny is walking in there, honey. Oh no, she says, and Vanessa's right behind her. Vanessa's like, what? Then Vanessa's like, oh, hell no. Danny was like, honey, I wish we had picked someplace else, girl. I am not in a fucking mood for a run in with Haley. Danny was like, wait, I know that guy. He's the one that took her to the hospital when she had that miscarriage. This is what she's telling Vanessa. He's the one, Vanessa says, honey. Well, talk about a coincidence, honey, because I know him too. His name is Randy. And so Danny says, Sammy. Vanessa says, what? Because they said the same, they spoke at the same time, but they said different names. Vanessa's like, girl, what the fuck you talking about? Danny was like, girl, his name is Sammy. I remember it distinctly, girl. No, Vanessa said, honey, I have known him for years. And I'm telling you, his name is Randy. Randy. Then we go back over to the bar. Thank you so much, Sammy. Haley says, he says, but of course. Thank you, she says. And you see the guys, the waiter was like, no problem. He actually looked in the camera a little bit. If I can catch him looking in the camera. Y'all be looking in the camera too damn much, y'all. Bro was looking in the camera. I think I caught him. I didn't catch him on the picture, but I might catch him later. And Danny and Vanessa just looking, baby. They just looking. Then we got the bop. Hey, bop, bop. Oh, we're at Danny's house. I think that's Danny's house, and we have some nice jazz playing, honey. So we see Pammy is looking through some pictures, and she was like, what are we doing wrong? I'm sorry, we are at the country club. So her phone starts to buzz. She looks at her phone. She's like, what in the what? Oh, Rich is here. Well, as I live and breathe, Rich Forrester. Hello, Pamela. Hope I didn't cut you. Oh, we got him. Y'all are making me tickle pink beyond the gates. We got all these fresh faces. I'm so happy he's here. Okay, girl, hush. Let me go in and bring it in, Shar. Hello, Pamela. I hope I didn't catch you in the middle of something. I remember him on damn, what was he on? All My Children. He dated Erica Kane. Erica could she loved what did he play? Y'all tell me what did he play in the comments. He used to play on All My Children because I was never a CBS lover. Now I am. He's here, y'all. I'm so happy. Pamela says, darling, I'm always in the middle of something and never too busy for you. A little birdie told me that you were in the process of relaunching Danny Dupree, he says. Process being the operative word, Pammy says. It's taken a little bit longer than I hoped. Yeah, she's busy being married and everything. Now, this song that they're playing in the background at the country club is cute too, but it's too loud. I'm sorry if I blew out y'all eardrums. But it's too loud, y'all. It makes it sound like it's a true band playing in there, like it's a real band playing in the background. It's cute though. It's cute. Again, come out with the soundtrack because I need that in my life. Let's get back to the show. Well, that's why I'm calling you. Maybe I can help, Forrester said. So we are back at Danny's house this time, and we have Andre there with his pink sweater on. I like the colors that they throw on him, honey. That man, he will wear paisleys and purples and pinks and flowers and plaids and stripes and polka dots. I love it. So he's looking at his camera equipment and he feels that somebody's outside watching his ass. I'm like, who is that? Who that? So we're back at Bill's house. So the investigator says, yeah, we dug up some info from the past few years on Dre and keeping this guy Andre under steady surveillance as discussed. In fact, I got a man on his ass as we speak over at your ex-wife's house. Bill was like, duh, they are married, you know. Right. As idiotic as it may seem, yeah. So the guy continues on and says, yeah, I know that, man. But it seems like they each have their own place. Not exactly the usual arrangement, he said. Well, having been married to Danny, I can appreciate, needing a place of your own to escape. Well, he says, the investigator says, it's my job to notice the anomaly. And you never know when something feels a little off might lead you to discovering someone's deepest, darkest secrets. Before you go any further, Keegan, I gotta tell you, I've been having a lot of second thoughts about this shit, Bill says. What? Bill having second fucking thoughts? What? So Bill says he thinks that he's ready to pull the fucking plug on the whole damn thing. Wow. Honey, we got this nagging Naomi, honey. Her miserable ass sprawled all over her bed, and I guess she gets a text message or something. She's working from home. She don't want everybody at the office all in her business and everything. So she get a little text message, a little pop up from the Garland Memorial Hospital. Dear May Naomi Hawthorne, you have a new test result to view in your patient portal. Please sign in to view your test results. That was quick. Didn't that girl say it was gonna take a while? Girl. So as soon as she was looking and she got looked in her laptop, hey babe, you working hard? Jacob, baby. Yeah, sure, she says. Now she lying to him. It's like y'all might as well just call it an end, honey. Just a lot of people not feeling Naomi. They rather deal with Ashley than Naomi. Naomi, he says, what the fuck's going on? You just started me. That's all. I was working on this brief, she said. He says, is that the same brief from last night? Babe, maybe you should take a break, baby. All that nonstop work ain't good for you, baby. Especially if I feel fine. Naomi, Naomi, Naomi. I mean, ain't you supposed to be on duty or something? Damn. Yeah, but I asked my pops if I could have the rest of the night off. You hate asking Elon for favors. Yeah, but nobody forgets that I'm the chief's son. So, I mean, for once, I thought that my ass will remember that shit and get some special treatment. That's right, honey, nepotism. Why? She says. What's going on? Are you feeling okay? No. All right? No, I'm not. I haven't been all right since we had that fight. And I took the overnight shift to cool the fuck off. Which means we spent last night apart and we weren't able to talk about that shit. I feel terrible. Really, Nick? I mean, I thought I was the terrible one. God, dog, is she mean as I never said that. You said I made you feel like that it was a no-win situation in my possible pregnancy. Look, I know what I fucking said, all right? And I didn't accuse you of nothing. But I remember you saying that me being happy about the idea of being a pappy was real damn insensitive to your damn feelings. And then me trying to empathize with your ass was wrong too. I remember. Damn it. Well, you don't need to feel bad about anything you said, okay? I'm the unreasonable one. No, you're not, baby. You have every right to feel everything you're feeling. And it's my job to roll with the punches and give you time and space to sort out your feelings. What's my job supposed to be? She says. To feel them, he says. Look, you don't know if you're pregnant or not, all right? So your emotions are all over the place. And if I can't handle that shit, then what kind of husband would I be? What kind of man would I be? Yes. Then they show a close up at the laptop. She need to go on and tell them. These people be looking at each other with don't share no damn secrets. They be getting on my nerves. Never let it be said that Rich Forster doesn't know how to command a woman's attention. That's Pamela, honey. at the country club talking to Rich Forrester. So, what did you have in mind? All right. So, we do agree that this wedding photo pretty much blew up on the internet, right? So, here's my thought. How about this? A photo shoot for Danny and Andre for the Forrester fragrance line. And not just a photo shoot, but the whole campaign with billboards, magazines, all of it. Oh, love it to death, Pamela said. But I must say that I'm a little surprised. Whenever I tell you that Pamela is talking to this man, she wiggles in her chair like she's just hot in the pants for this man. I mean, he says he still look good. What was his name? Was he dating Erica? Yeah, I thought he was dating Erica Kane. Or was it on? I can't remember. Let's, Shar, let's go ahead and look it up. We'll look it up right now. I was way wrong. Played Patrick Thornhart on One Life to Live, and I remember that. I remember that. But it seemed like this character, Rich Forrester, has changed a lot over the years. Just doing a little research, Ridge is really been flipping scripts all that time. Damn, he was only Patrick Thornhart. I'm sorry, on One Life to Live for just 2 years. Damn, it felt like he was on there longer than that. I thought he was on there longer than that. Then he went on General Hospital and played the older brother back in 2000. I didn't watch it back then. Then he did go on All My Children. He played Zach. He did as a casino owner. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's a little history on his name is Mr. Thorsten K. So yeah. I thought he played I thought he played on All My Children, but I remember him more clearly on One Life to Live. And I thought he played that character way longer than that. But anyway, back to the show. Forrester has never been interested in Danny before, Pamela said. In fact, you've turned us down flat. Come on, that's just timing, he says. And when what you're drawn to and what I'm drawn to right now is newly married couple angle. The angle is the comeback model and the very handsome photographer husband. This could work for all of us really good. What do you say? Interested? And you can see like Pam, she already got red hair. That hair started turning really red. You bet. Let me talk to Andre and Danny and get back at you. All right, good. You know I'll be. Nice talking to you. Always a pleasure, Ridge. He hung up the phone. Yes, she says. So we're back at Danny's little palace and we see Andre looking out the window like somebody's watching me. I know because I'm a photographer, so I know when I watch somebody, I know when somebody's watching me. So he's just looking outside. So he went all the way outside. Like Andre ain't scared of nothing. You know, he's like shit. I'm an orphan. I lost my parents, baby. I ain't afraid of no fucking body. So we back at Bill's house and he tells Keegan, he was like, well, well, he's well off, so he's obviously not after Danny's money. Keegan said, well, it's your call, of course, but before you decide to pull the plug, I really think that you should take a look at this file. Oh, shit. So he reaches in that bag and give him this file. He was like, after all, you paid for it, so look at it. Bill was like, too much money, if you ask me. So he's looking through the file. So he was like, look, far be it from me to denigrate anybody's work, but all this shit you show me in this file, baby, I already knew. Bill was like, I already knew all this shit. You ain't telling me nothing new. I mean, he traveled the globe, took pictures of women, fucked around. I mean, hell. And, and the fact that he's lived a jet setter playboy's life, that don't help. He was like, in fact, your investigation is definitely making my argument. Andre's life is an open yet frivolous book. There ain't nothing to see here at all. So Keegan was like, maybe on the surface, but as a professional, I have to ask myself, what's missing from that file? Bill says, and what do you tell yourself? Hmm. So Keegan said, well, pictures of him is missing from this file. Even photographers who are celebrities in their own right have own pictures of themselves. Wow. Because you do get invited to a damn ton of celebrity parties. You walk the red carpets a lot. Bill was like, yeah, I mean, so the fuck what? Maybe Andre is a little camera shy. He says, but he wasn't like that, Keegan says, until a year ago. Before that, he was laughing, dancing at parties, smiling at fundraisers, posing in front of step and repeats. Then all of a sudden, practically nothing. What happened? No pictures of Andre outside of the public at all. Outside of the one of his wedding in Vegas to your ex. Bill was like, And so Keegan was like, exactly. Something's off. Could be worth checking out, though. Keegan was like, but you're the client, so it's definitely up to you whether I keep going or not. But if you were to ask me for my professional opinion, Keegan says, this guy's an iceberg. And I would want to know what's swimming around that nice, pretty, shiny surface. I suspect that's what you felt from the start. That's what Keegan said. And Bill is looking like, uh, not really, but he didn't feel that way until Andre married Danny. Otherwise, Andre wasn't on his radar at all. Stop it, Bill. Stop. Stop the investigation, but we know he's not. Keegan goes on to say, I'm telling you right now, if you were right, honey, then there's more that's going on with Andre Richardson than we know. Bill says, look, I hired you because he was in a relationship with my ex, okay? Andre is far too young for her, all right? What is he talking about? Bill, really? How young is Haley that younger than you is? Hmm? He says he had too many women on the string. Bill says about Andre. There's no way that he can ever make Danny happy, and you could. So Keegan was like, probably not. And so Bill was like, well, I did tell everyone that I was down on the marriage because I wanted to protect my daughters. I figured that he had some type of agenda in getting together with Danny. So after a lot of going back and forth, of course, Bill says, keep going. Keep going. Don't stop, Keegan. Wise choice, Keegan says. Bill says, look, don't flatter the judge after you've already won. You better say that, Bill. It just pisses him off. Information is power. And I like having power over people like Andre motherfucking Richardson. You never know when it'll be useful. And that's how Joey is. Joey is the same way. Ex-wife or not, he says. Girl, we all don't look the same, girl. That's Danny at Uptown talking to Vanessa. Girl, we don't look the same. Girl, all of us know we don't look the same. I'm telling you, girl, I'm looking at Haley talking to Sammy like she know his ass. And I think I would recognize my late husband's best friend. Thank you very much. And I need that bag in my life. Y'all know I like a little bling, baby. A lot of bling. Y'all saw my necklace I had on Sunday. God, that thing is pretty. She been carrying that purse around for the last couple of days. It's about the purse that Vanessa is wearing. I'm glad that she's slowly getting out of her black. That, she says, is Randy Parker, girl. Well, he was Sammy the Good Samaritan that night, Danny says. Trust me, girl, my memory of it is crystal clear. Haley comes running out of that damn bathroom covered in fucking blood. She refused to let me touch or help her. Then this guy pops out of the crowd and rushes her ass to the hospital. So if his real name is Randy, Vanessa says, which it is, bitch, then why the fuck did he give a fake name that night? I bet I know, Vanessa says. He works for Joey Armstrong. And he was on Joey's bad side at the time. So he was probably having to lay low. It only makes sense that Randy would not yell out his real name in the middle of a crowded bar. Danny don't buy it. She's like, could be, bitch, but that still don't make no damn sense to me. Sammy, please don't leave. Well, not right away. And the Oscar goes to Haley. That's Hellee. Evil bitch. Hamilton. Yay. Let's give her a round of applause. Boo. The least I can do is buy you a drink for the way that you saved me, she tells Randy. And he looking at his watch. I'm sorry. I'm really running late. Being all proper. Another time, perhaps, he said. So when the waiter walked away, she took the paper bag and stuffed it in her purse. So when she stuffed it in her purse, Randy looked behind her and told her ass, "Don't turn around." but someone who knows me is sitting over there with your husband's ex. So, she says, we know each other because of the night you rescued me, remember? In fact, it would look suspicious if the two of us were not on speaking terms, right? He says, smart. She says, I have to be. He says, well, getting ready to bounce, all right? And don't forget to check your text messages. So he sees Vanessa and Danny, looks at his watch like he's just rushing out, like, yeah, let me skedaddle. Bye. Now Danny's looking over here in the camera at us. Is that the thing on Beyond the Gates that they be looking at outside? They look at us, or is that all soap operas, honey? So we're back at the other side of Uptown, and so Haley with that little damn purse with that big ass phone, she pulls it out. I thought it was a pad, an iPad, because she's so small. So she's checking her text messages like Randy told her to. So his text messages are as follows: use a little at a time, let it build up, then wait for the ticker to stop ticking. Okay. Then she actually pulls out the damn, even though Randy told her that Danny is over there. She pulls out the bag with the little clear liquid in there. We got to see the little stopper bottle with the water or clear poison in it. So we're back at the little palace, aka Danny's house, and Pammy shows up over at the house, and Andre tells Pammy that, Danny's out with Vanessa right now, honey. But you sure are welcome to hang out until she gets back. Or if you have other stuff to do, you can leave the message with me, and I will definitely fill her in later. I'm not going anywhere. I need to talk to the both of you. And a little alone time for the two of us won't hurt, because I am determined to change your mind. So, this is about the modeling gig again, huh? He said. Pamela, I already told your ass I am not interested in it. Andre with these eyes. Man. I know, but there has been a new development. I'm confident you're going to love it. Hello, ladies. Haley, I would have invited you to sit down, but we're having too good of a time. We're back at Uptown, and actually, Haley came over there to their table. And that's what Danny said to her. No, we're not going to invite you to sit down, girl, because we're having such a good time. Charming as ever, Danny. I only came by to let Vanessa know that I have a friend who might be looking for a new home soon. Can I give her your number, Vanessa? Danny was like, you have friends? Of course you can, Vanessa says. But at the moment, I've been quite busy with other aspects of my business. So I might have to let one of my associates help with this search. Okay, I think that will be fine with her, Haley says. And so Vanessa says, great. I'm sure we can find something nice for your friend. Thank you, Haley says. Is the guy who helped you out the night of your miscarriage a new friend too? Danny says. I'd be glad if he was. I owe him so much, but today's the first time we've seen each other since. It was Sammy, right? Danny says. That's right, Haley says, and Vanessa looks at Danny. It's like, ugh. Danny was like, yeah, that's what I thought. Well, since I won't be joining you, I better head out. Danny, you should get Chelsea and Naomi to tell you about the incredible birthday party we had for Bill. Such a good time. Shame you couldn't be there. Danny was like, I'm sure that my damn invitation got lost in the mail. Please wish my ex husband many happy returns, huh? I'll be sure to do just that, Haley says. I'm counting on having Bill around for a very long, long time. So she skedaddles, and Vanessa's like, looks like she has no idea what Sammy's real name is either. Danny was like, I don't know. Meaning, Vanessa says. Danny was like, you know what? Life is too short to waste any more brain space on that hapless homewrecker. Not hapless. If she actually has something going on with Randy, Sammy, Boo Boo the Fool, whoever, it's Bill's fucking problem, not mine. That's right, bitch. That's Bill's problem. He'll find out when he can't breathe after eat one of them another piece of cornbread or something from her. You need something, boss? This is Randy showing up at the hole in the wall. I guess Vanessa must have texted Joey like real fucking quick. So Joey tells him like, yes, um, some of our customers have fallen behind on their payments. I need for you to pay their asses a visit and remind them of their obligation. Randy took the piece of paper and said, I'll get right on that too, boss. I got you. Joey was like, wait a minute, one more thing, Randy. You want to explain what the fuck you up to with Bill Hamilton's wife? So, is this what I have to look forward to if I am pregnant? Y'all already know who we talking about. That old nagging, negative Naomi. You tiptoeing around my feelings and my raging hormones? Babe, listen. If I made you think and made you feel that I only care about how you feel is because you're carrying my child, then I failed your ass as a husband. You better say that. Say that. That's why I'm like, she's so tunnel vision with their relationship. What is she thinking? It's like you only thought that he was your husband to be a pappy. It's like he loves you for you. If you just happen to not be pregnant, he cool. If you happen to be pregnant, he cool. You know, she's just been so tough on him. First, last, and foremost, you're my fucking wife, okay? And we got married for a good damn reason because we love each other. She says, damn right we do. That's underneath everything between us, baby. The good, the bad, the hard, the easy, the agreements, the disagreement, especially the disagreements. So I figure we'll be all right. Take as much time as you need. I'm sure we get to a place where we'll talk about it and tell each other how we feel. It's okay, baby. That's what makes us work, right? And she looks at him. Jacob Hawthorne, you play a good game. It's one of your special skills. This time it's different. And he looking like, damn, I can't get it right either. What you want me to do? Bring Tide back in there. Tide makes everything good. Babies, by definition, are complicated. And that's with two parents who are on board with the idea, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. Having a disagreement about it, and two opposing of views with no easy compromise. She just thinks too analytical about this. She's in her head. She's not trying to break past that head thing about this whole baby thing. Hang on. I didn't say it was going to be easy, girl. I said we get there because I have faith in us, and I know you do too. So she looks at the laptop and she tells him, "You know, this could have easily been a phone call. I mean, why did you call in a favor from your dad to tell me this shit at home? Because sometimes a face to face needs to happen when two people who love each other fight." You better say that. I know y'all tired of me saying that, but it's true because in the beginning of my relationship, it was a lot. It was a little bit, and it was you know was interesting. You know, some emotions that I had, I felt like wasn't worthy of the love. Not to get too deep, but we decided to have something what we call a knee to knee. You can't talk over the phone. You can't be texting each other. You can't do no Skype. Skype was hot around that time. You can't do no damn, Facebook video message. No, your ass need to be in each other's face to face, knee to knee. When I tell you that was the most amazing thing in the world for us to sit there and for us to really talk because some things when you are loving each other and you have a moment, baby, you better do a knee to knee, face to face, whatever you want to call it. It's necessary for any successful relationship. I tell you, that Jacob is fine like a motherfucker. Ain't that something I just talked about me and my boo? It's fine. I mean, that's the type of honesty we have. If you see somebody who's attractive, I don't mind him telling me that. Like I told y'all yesterday, I don't mind complimenting, people, whether women, men, babies, a little puppy. That's how I am. I see beauty. But that's a fine nigga. God, he fine. I bet you he smell good too. I bet you he smell good. Him and Randy. I bet you they both smell good. I love a man with a beard. It's sexy to me. My man got a beard. Yeah. God, oh. I can look, honey. I can look. My mom ain't made me blind, baby. Uh-oh. They doing a lot of kissing and stuff. So she grabbed him by the face, baby. So we might see them in another scene with just wrapped in the sheets. I didn't ask you out to talk about that creature Bill is married to. That's our girl Danielle back at Uptown talking to Vanessa. So Danny tells her friend, she said, "I just want to see how you hold it up, girl." So Vanessa says, "Oh, it's all right. Hanging in. It's been a journey." So they just have some little small talk. Danny asks her, "Did the memorial service help?" And she said, "Yeah, it did." But after that, she wound up going into the police station. We already know what happened, looking at some surveillance footages of Doug's last hours, which was not pleasant at all to watch. So what I'm going to do is listen to what they're talking to. I'm glad that when Danny is Dannying, she's such a dope friend. She really is. She's so dependable. And Nicole, them girls really know how to show up for other people, and people show up for them too. So she just talks about how Donnell is just taking it hard, just watching how his father changed over the last few months. Just him watching that video, it was really tough, and it was just hard for his brain to wrap around all this shit because he's only know his dad how he's known him, not this gambling lush. So Danny just reassures her that it's going to be okay. It's good that she has Donnell there, so that she won't have to grieve by herself. And so Vanessa was like, "Bitch, I mean, it's nice to have my son home, but he doesn't belong here, girl. I mean, he belongs back at school, and if his ass stays here longer, that means he won't graduate on time. And I've been really looking forward to seeing my twins get their diplomas. No, is it diplomas or degrees? It, uh, mm, I thought, what? Are they in college? Are they in college? Not high school, right? Why she said diplomas? Maybe she been sipping at wine too much, girl. So Danny was like, "I mean, I understand, girl, but still what?" Vanessa says. "I mean, girl, having Donnell here, it was like a silver lining. That's all I'm saying." "Thank you, Danny." She says, "I know you missed him when he went away to college." So he's in college, girl, so they get a degree, girl. They don't get no diploma, girl. So Danny was like, "Unless being here it cramps your style in some way." But this was like, "Bitch, well, since when do you dance around and stay instead of saying what the fuck's on your mind?" That's not you. Because you know that Nicole and her had already talked about the fact that, she doesn't know if Vanessa is kicking it with Joey, but she mentioned it to Danny. So Danny was like, "Fine. I'll tell you exactly what the fuck's on my mind. Are you anxious about Donnell going back to school because you're worried about him getting in between you and Joey, like in Armstrong? Clearly, you and Nicole has not been keeping each other up to speed because she just asked me pretty much the same fucking thing. Danny, I am in no fucking mood to be made feeling guilty about what the fuck I'm doing with Joey. So if that's where this conversation is going, we can call it a day or night or whatever the fuck you want to call it right here, right now." Wait a minute, girl. You went from 0 to 1,000 in less than 60 seconds. Girl, that's guilt. So Danny was like, "Look, I am in no position to judge you at all, okay? But believe me, I understand and I recognize and have been through a self destructive behavior. And if I see somebody that I care about going down a torturous path, I am going to risk their bad temper and call them the fuck out. Sweetie, I'm concerned, and clearly Nicole is too. I appreciate that, girl, but I'm fine." I mean, Vanessa. Girl, Nessa. And even if I wasn't, I'm perfectly capable of handling my whole life. Danny was like, "Bitch, but can you handle him? I mean, he's Joey Armstrong, girl." Vanessa was like, "Thanks, bitch, for letting me know. I never knew his last name." She got the fuck up. She got up like she did with Vanessa. She says, "Danny, I appreciate what you're doing." She says, "But I'm going to fucking scream if people don't stop telling me what to do with my life and start giving me a little bit of credit, okay?" Danny says, "Girl, I give you a world of credit, girl. You are utterly fierce when you are on your game." And Danny don't give a fuck if you scream, because she gonna scream right at with you. "You take no prisoners," Danny tells her. You are not on your game, Danny says. Not now. You are hurt and grieving. And Joey Armstrong is not the damn person that you rely on in need. You couldn't be more wrong. Vanessa, Nicole and I are asking you to be careful because he's dangerous. Maybe I like it that way. What about Bill Hamilton's wife? We're back at the hole in the wall, y'all. I really hate it when people play dumb. Ooh, y'all was right. When Haley got there, remember she asked him, was the security cameras off? He said, yeah. Joey says, I just happened to be going over the parking lot security footage, and I saw a woman come into the casino at night and then come out a little while later. Now, I really didn't think much of it at first until I saw her face and could tell who the fuck she was. Now, I'm going to ask your ass again. What the fuck are you up to with Haley Hamilton? What can I say, Joey? You caught me. We've been hooking up. Yeah. Um, Nothing serious though, but if you know Haley at all, you know she's a real firecracker. Joey looking at him like this mother. And Randy says her old ass lawyer husband, uh um, he just can't meet all her needs. So we both getting what we want out of it, if you catch my drift. I mean, it's not like Haley's the only Fairmont Crest wife to get a little spice on the side. Am I right? Joey was like, look, just make sure that shit don't get back to her husband. You hear me? You hear me? Oh, wow. Joey says Doug McBride was never a fucking threat. Bill Hamilton? Now that shit is something else. Randy was like, oh, I'm not worried about that guy. Hey, baby. We come up with the fur and the leather and the pleather and what's the weather like? It's like, she's home, honey. She's home and he's sitting at the table. So he looks at her hands and everything. He was like, well, you're traveling light. No shopping bag from the salon and everything. I mean, I thought you was picking up some damn hair products. What the fuck? They ran out of my brand. Can you believe that? What is it called? Dark and Killer. They promised to send some more over when the new shipment comes in, she said. Oh, and lucky me, I ran into Danny. She wishes you a happy belated birthday. No, girl. No, no, no. No gift. Though, unless you count her not being at the party as your gift. Oh, and speaking of gifts, I'm going to hand you one of these. So it's a black card, honey. Run me that bill. So he was like, she's like, oh, you just gave me one of them right after our wedding. He was like, yeah, yeah, I understand that, but I got a fraud alert. So I wanted to go ahead and issue another one with a new card. Let me go ahead and put it in purse. What you doing? Pull out the black bag, Bill. Goes in the purse and he finds the bag, little brown bag, and he pulls it out. Like, what the fuck is? I mean, didn't your mammy teach you not to go on no woman's purse? I thought you said they didn't have your brand. He said. She was like, they didn't. She snatched the bag out of his hand. I mean, it's just a little something that I picked up from the drugstore. Well, that's a pretty small bag, babe. Are you going to spend the rest of the day worried about my trivial little purchases? Or are you going to let me properly thank you for replacing my favorite card? Well, and if you need a little hint about the right answer, then clearly I haven't done my job as being a lovely wife. And I really like the way you drop hints. Bleh. Now there was a hole in on her jacket, so I'm assuming that the sleeves are you can remove them as zippers. We're gonna hope that that was what it was. Randy, twice in one day. What are the odds? That's Vanessa skedaddles over there to the hole in the wall, and she sees that Randy is there talking to Joey. Sorry I couldn't stop and say hello before, Randy says, but duty called and it still does. He looks at his watch again. Boss, let me get on that thing you asked me about. Yeah. Vanessa, he says, so he leaves. Well, Now that we have a little privacy, doing all this squeeze and he's moaning and after Randy leaves and she's just doing all this extra rubbing her hands all through his fucking hair. Girl, you gonna get that man a heart. He was like, wow, that had a little bit more punch than usual. Well, maybe there is maybe I feel like that I have something to prove. He was like, to me, never. She was like, oh, good to know. So, what did Randy mean when he left? Is he off on some kind of special assignment for you? He was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like I said before, honey, it's better for you not to know everything, okay? She says, what if I know something that you don't for a change? He says, such as, seems like Randy and Haley Hamilton have a connection. Girl, you gonna feel like a fool when he tell you he know. He says way ahead of you. Oh, it's no fun being the last to know something. Girl, Nicole feels the same way. So Joey was like, I'm not sure I can help you with that, you being the last to know and everything. She says, what if you could? She grabs her beautiful purse and goes sit down at that old nasty ass poker table. So let me get this straight. Do you want to tell her or shall I? We're at the little palace. Danny finally gets home. Pammy and Andre are still there talking. And so Danny looking like, bitch, what you doing here with my husband? Andre sits down and says, take it away. Pamela says, Forrester Creations call. And not just anyone. Ridge Forrester himself. They want you. You're kidding, right? Pamela shook her head and Danny continues and says, girl, Forrester never wanted me before. Was it something about being overexposed? Well, apparently you're just the right amount of exposed now. Yes, you are. Ridge made an offer, and it's pretty damn sweet. Forrester, right? Danny says. Forrester Creations? That's what you said? You heard me correctly. My white whale? The one I longed for and never landed? Danny tells us that she never stopped dreaming about adding that name to her portfolio. That's good, because that keeps me always dreaming too, honey. Well, your dream has come true, Pammy said. So I'll let y'all hear them do all that screaming because I wasn't screaming in your ear like that. So Andre was like, but yes, but there's a catch. And so Danny was like, oh? Andre was like, yeah, it's a package deal. They want me and you. They want to do a spread featuring me and you, a real life couple. No, spread doesn't really do it justice, Pam says. Not at all. Forrester wants to do a full campaign built around their fragrance line. We're talking about billboards, commercials, the full Court Forrester press. Danny was like, honey, yesterday you said you didn't want to model. Now, has that changed, Andre? When we were talking about modeling before, Andre, we were talking about as a concept, right? What I'm talking about now is real, right? This is a once in a lifetime, sell your soul for offer on the table. Now, that is something that you don't say no to. Now, this is, you have to see that this is a way to give the woman of your dreams the job of her dreams, don't you? Danny was like, Pamela, enough, girl, okay? I want to hear from Andre. Yes, yes, yes. Enough of the sales pitch. Except to say that the two of you are certifiably crazy if you pass this up. Danny, do you remember how many times we pitched Forrester in the past? Okay, all right. Shut it up now. Because Danny gave her a look like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up, I need to hear Andre. I already know what you want. I know what I want. I need to know what he wants to do, okay? Hush. You don't want to do it, do you? Danny says. Babe, I told you, I'm not a model. My strengths are on the other side of the camera, Andre says. But that shouldn't sink this deal for you. There's no shortage of men out there who could play the role of your partner for this campaign. Except what Ridge wants is a real life married couple. Well, they will settle for an image of one, Andre says. Huh, and you know this how? He says because he's worked behind a lot of marketing geniuses to know that what's really behind what a design house says they want. I don't know what that means. Forrester Creations can still have the both of us, Danny, but not like what they originally thought. Danny looked so disappointed. He was like, look, babe, what we could give them is so much better. Not just the happy couple, he says, but as me, as the photographer. Come on, baby, think about it. Look, a series of shots through the eyes of love. The eyes of love, she says. He was like, yes, yes, I knew you'd like it. And Forrester will like it too. Pammy is like, mm-mm. He was like, and they still get to have you, and you get to work for your dream fashion house. He says it's a win-win. Danny looks at Pammy and was like, girl, we can make that happen, right? Right, girl? No, we can't. Pammy's like, fuck that. Pammy's like, girl, I've seen you cry over tears about being rejected by the Foresters. No, no, we that ain't happening. This man reaching out to us. It makes me wonder if I ever had an opportunity to do that. Because I don't have anybody standing in my way. I really don't. I have more support. I would do it. I would do it. I would definitely do it. Y'all already know what my goal is with this with what I want to do on the other side of this channel. But if I had that opportunity, yeah, I would do it. I definitely would do it. All right. Are you really curious about Randy? Yeah, we're back at the hole in the wall, and that's what Joey is asking Nessa. He says, because honestly, what that young man does for me is hardly worth your interest. So Joy was like, unless there's something else going on. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I'm still trying to figure things out, she said. But what I do know is something in my life needs to change. I hope this bitch doesn't go and marry Joey just to prove a fucking point so that she can get more access to what he knows and prove everybody wrong that she's moved on and she needs him in her life. She better not go and marry him. So he was like, go on. You remember how that time Doug and I came here and talked to you out of hurting Randy? He says, of course. And the reason that I changed my mind that night had nothing to do with Doug and everything to do with you. She was like, look, I figured that out on my own, honey. Thanks. But the point is, I went to bat for Randy because he and I had a connection. And you and I did too. And I used that. And it benefited us both, as I recall, Joey says. She says, and so do I. And it made me feel powerful, she says. He says, because you are. When I tell you he can eat her up, he's just as weak to her. She said, well, you say that so easily. But today I asked what Randy was off to do for you. And you gave me some boring old bullshit about what you don't know can't hurt you answer. Well, I'm not sure what that if knowing what Randy does on any given day is going to fill the void you feel inside, Vanessa. But what if it does, she says. My point is, I don't know what I don't know. People, including you, keep thinking I'm fucking fragile. Didn't we hear this before? Just a week ago with Nicole. That's why they're best friends. They want to protect me, and I'm sick and tired of being protected. I want it to stop now. I really don't think you know what you're asking, Joey says. What is it about me that makes people think that I'm incapable? Hmm? That I don't know what I'm doing? Hmm? Look, I've lost Doug, and I will always mourn him and wish with all my heart that he was still alive. But even before he died, I was feeling I wanted something more. I mean, I do realize that I have just about everything, but it's just not enough as she's flipping the cards on the table. Joy says, well, hell, it seems to me your life is pretty full. You have a successful real estate business. I mean, you have me anytime, any place, he says. You have your children. I mean, Donnell is here just to look after you, he says. Yeah, that is true. But she don't want his ass there. He needs to take his ass back to Banneker. Yeah. I enjoy real estate and I definitely enjoy you. And I love my son, so keep him out of this shit. She's big and bad, ain't she? Vanessa has definitely changed from when we first met her. I mean, she was a whore. Hopefully they don't ban me for saying that, but she was. She was a 304 when we first met her. We knew that she was very, alluring and sexual and, had all the men, but now she's changed. She's just big and bad. She's a bee. She said, that boy is my concern and not yours. So Joey leans in and asks her, so what is my concern then? Keeping me happy. Then she draws a card And the card she has in her hand is the Queen of motherfucking Hearts. I knew they was gonna be naked in bed. This is the way it shall always be with us. You know, episode number 1, we saw them naked in bed. I'm talking about Naomi and Jacob. So they just food. So we hear the click click. There's Jacob's phone. It's the station. Detective Wells needs a report. Let me just go ahead and get it to him. She's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, go ahead. Uh-oh. He says it's on his shared drive. Just give him a second. And that's the same laptop that she looked on earlier. Ooh, what we finna find out? Oh, Jacob, no. Wait a minute, babe. You got a blood test? When did you get that? After our fight? You know him and 1,000 questions. Jacob will ask 1,000,000 questions. Whoa. She says, I was going to tell you. He was like, wait, so you're not pregnant? Ooh. No, I'm not. So I'm not going to be a pappy. She says, no. I could see you holding this shit back if it was something that you didn't want, he said. But this was exactly what you fucking wanted. So why the fuck did you tell me as soon as I walked through that door before we smashed? She knows she wrong for that. All this time she was chewing his ass out. Everything. Soon as she got what she wanted, then she was relaxed enough again to fuck her husband. I hope this time he nutted so she can have that. She can be pregnant this time. I hope. Oh, I hope. Because she got what she wanted. She got what she wanted, not being pregnant, and then she was able to be nasty, nasty with her hubby. I don't like Naomi. I'm waiting, Naomi. When the fuck were you going to tell me about this? I'm sorry. I'm waiting, Naomi. When are you going to tell me about this? She says, I just got the results before you walked in. I barely had time to process it myself. So you think that you will process something that involves the both of us without me? Here I am pouring my heart out to you, telling you how much we need each other. And you go and keep this shit from me? Why? Because when I got the results were in, I couldn't breathe. Girl, you've been breathing all this other time when you was fussing him out. You ain't had no problem breathing then. Oh, she's so confused. I was terrified to click the button and open that file. But when I finally got the nerve to look and I wasn't pregnant, I was happy. Wow. Wow. Don't you see, Jacob? I am truly happy about this news. And I look at you and I see how deeply sad you are about the same fucking news. No, he's sad because you didn't tell him immediately. That's what he's sad about. Yeah, he's a little hurt. Yeah, because he was looking forward to being a pappy, but because you didn't tell him, she doing that Martin bullshit. It's in that Dupree, thread, that invisible thread, honey. They will hold stuff from you, keep a secret. They won't tell shit. Yeah, well, now we know, he says. We do, she says. And not just about me not being pregnant. But there's a fundamental difference in what we both want in our life and in our marriage. And all that talk about love being our bottom line, I don't know where this leaves us. That was a deep conversation. Yeah, they won't be the same, especially with him having a glimpse of hope of being a father. They're not going to be the same because then they might start seeing a lot of fundamental differences in what they want as far as their future. So I don't think they're going to be the same. Mm-mm. Go ahead and go to work, Naomi. That's what you said you wanted. Bye. Queen of Hearts. Now that's a coincidence. We're back at the hole in the wall, and that's the card that Vanessa put on that old nasty, funky ass, stinky ass, germy ass poker table. What makes you think this is a coincidence? She says. He was like, look, are you telling me you know how to palm cards? He was like, well, damn, that's a skill I never knew you had. Maybe I have a lot of skills you don't know about and should. Put me to work, Joey, because the one thing that will really make me happy is a bigger role around here. Don't do it, Joey. She gonna really be big in the britches, and she's gonna look good in orange too, because she's gonna be real cocky. She's gonna be like how Leslie is. Leslie gets these riches and stuff, and that little power, and it just changes their personality altogether. I want to be an equal, she says. You're equal. Ooh. Everything that Andre says makes perfect sense for any other but this one. Pamela? at the little castle palace. She's telling Danny. Of course, she says, no, that's not a good idea. Ridge was very clear. Forrester wants to capture some of the sizzle and notoriety the two of you generated with your Vegas wedding. If this is going to happen, and trust me, Danny, you need this to happen. Andre has to model alongside you. Or either Forrester will either drop the concept or go with another couple. No, no, Andre says. They cannot be that stupid. This is the Danny Dupree supermodel. I mean, Forrester should be offering her the moon and kissing the catwalk she walks under when she says yes. Andre, please, just model Nick. What's the problem? Something happened, I guess, a year ago that he feels afraid to have his face out there. But in a perfect world, yes. But unfortunately, perfection is in short supply these days. Girl, ain't you talking, honey? You saying a word. Danny was like, wait, girl. So she walks in front of Pamela so she can look Andre in his eye. Babe, this job, this fashion house, is my dream. Please, say yes. Do it for me, she said. He was like, Danny. Well, I mean, if she tells him that this is finally her dream, especially when it had involved Bill and she had to put her dreams on hold, I think that he would look at it different. Hopefully he will. So we're in the next scene and we see a coat on the floor. That's Haley with her old bearskin rug coat on. Something to drink? He was like, you better believe it. He looked like an old big daddy laying on that old rusty dusty ass. Looking like they done fucked a half a round. Not even a full round. He looked tired and worn the fuck out. Oh, well, yeah, I do. You really put me through my paces, Mrs. Hamilton. I try, she says. Any particular requests? As she digs in the pocket and get the clear, untraceable, what is it, unstinkable liquid that she's probably going to put in his drink. He was like, yeah, I mean, why don't you throw something in there to help me get my strength back? So she's reaching for the brown and give him some of that. I got you, babe. And so she opens up the little top and puts the drop in there. So we see Torsten K. Hey, Torsten. So Danny she'll be calling him to talk to him. And he was like, Danny Dupree is calling me. It must not be too good. And so Danny also meets with Joey and tells Joey that it has to end or something. Someone is going to get burned or something. Then we see Isaiah too. All right, that was the end of episode number 155. It was all right. A lot of Vanessa today. It was a lot of Vanessa. It was all right. It was good. It was good. It was decent. Let me go ahead and get this together and get this edited and uploaded. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.